out. So part one today will just focus on, basic overview of Pardot and a bit about an email template, and then part two, we'll put that together and then send it out. So we'll jump straight into it. So here is the homepage of Pardot. So as soon as you log in, this is what you'll see. Now, I know that some people actually have login details. I think Karen has a login detail. Do the rest of you have any login details as well?
No, we don't. How do we get them, Yvette? Through BC or?
Um, I'll ask Leo Lopez from Optimization because he does kind of the admin and operational side of Pardot, but I'll ask him to see how you guys get a login, because I know that a few people do and a few people don't, but it would be great for everyone to have their own login, or even just one representative for the team to have a login, then everyone can use it, because that's what we do here. So yeah,
Yeah,
don't worry,
that's
Debbie.
great.
Yeah,
Thanks.
no worries. I'll find that out. Yeah, so first things first, we log in. So up the top here, we've got four tab bars. We've got marketing, prospects, reports, and admin. Prospects and reports you're not going to really use much because they're more to do with the operational side of Pardot. So prospects is all about seeing who's in what list and why, but we can do that in the marketing segmentation. I'll show you how to do that. And then reporting is just looking at data and converting it into insights, and then maybe getting some leads off that, which we don't really use with Pardot. And another thing I'd say with Pardot as well, there are multiple ways to do something. Something you might find in the prospects tab, for example, how to check people in lists can be found in marketing and vice versa. So there is, again, no right or wrong way. It's just practice and kind of navigating and having a look to see what there is. So we're going to be going through predominantly the marketing pane today, because this is how you create email templates, and this is where a lot of stuff, all the magic really happens. It's got that magic wand tool, which I find really funny actually. And then admin is where you import prospects. So this is how you upload your distribution list. So we'll be going through that in the part two session. So that's all about getting your list from Scram. So how we ran through in our the previous session before the Survey Monkey, we ran through how to get contacts by a state level, by PO2 and all that. So you get your list from Scram, so we all are comfortable with doing that. And then from that, we're going to actually learn how to upload that list into Pardot, so then you can send out a comms. So that's kind of the process we want to take you through. So going into marketing, you don't need to worry about automation or campaigns really. Content is where you upload attachments. We'll go into that when I firstly show you how to create a template, and then we'll look at uploading PDFs and attachments and hyperlinks if you wish into the email. Emails. So here we have a list of where emails are stored. So we've got drafts. So these are emails that have not been sent yet, and they're just sitting there waiting to be completed. Scheduled emails are those where you have determined a previous time that you want it to be sent out. So just say, for example, I send the Thursday sales comms, usually around 4:30 to 5:30 every week on Thursday. Just say I'm going to be at a meeting that time, but I really want it sent out that day. I can actually pre-schedule the comms to go out at that time, and I don't even need to be logged in on my computer. Pardot will automatically send it whatever time you wish. So that's a really useful tool. Sent emails are where you can view the emails that were sent to whatever distribution list you like, so you can keep a track of your communications that have gone out and make kind of a timeline of your communications. Templates is what we're going to look at today, the main thing we're going to look at today. So before you can actually send an email out, you need to create a template. That's your base that will really be the formatting for your email. So we'll go through that. So these three down the bottom, test, preference page and unsubscribes page, they're not really useful, and I've never used them, so I wouldn't even worry about that. Forms, I've never actually used forms, but that's if you want to attach a form to your email. And landing pages and search marketing, they're more to do with generating leads, which we don't really do with Pardot. Segmentation is where we can find the list. So instead of going into prospects, we actually can go into marketing and then segmentation and look at lists. Social, we don't use Pardot for social media purposes, but I think that would link to Facebook or Twitter, something like that. So any communications that you send out, I think you can export it onto a social media site. And yes, site search, we don't use. So that's kind of the overview of what all these functions are. So emails is the main function here, and then followed by segmentation lists and then content, and I'll show you how to upload a file. So first we'll go into, oh sorry, does anyone have any questions about this toolbar before we move on?
No?
No, all good,
No,
thank you.
Yep, we're all good. Good. Cool. So one of the first things with Pardot that I found a bit confusing was when I wanted to send an email, I thought, okay, don't we just go to emails and then new email? But the trick is you have to actually first create a new email template. Sorry, I'll just go here. New email template, because that's kind of where you will have all your formatting and layout. And then once you've created the template, if you wish to reuse it over and over again, like I do with the Thursday sales comms, if it's not going to really change, only the content within the layout will change, then you can just go to new email. But first we want to actually set up what that will look like. So we will go, oh gosh. That's not exciting. New email template. There we go, that's much better. Cool, so first we just fill out what the email template will look like. So we're going to put a name, so we'll just call it test, but it can be, notice for platinums or Trish and Kelly's panel, anything like that. It can be whatever you like it to be. You don't have to add a tag. I leave that blank. Pardot is pretty user-friendly where everything is sometimes pre-automated, so it's really good how it's recognized in the folder that it's an email template, so you don't need to change that. Usually it's really good in recognizing if it's a list or a template or whatever it may be, so that's fine. You usually don't have to change that. Now with campaign, you choose your campaign. So these are the campaigns that are listed, and you might find that your communications might fall under some of them. So if it's a product update, it could fall under that one. So technical sessions. So I've already created a test, so we're going to put it under test. And then we always leave the email type as a HTML and text. We always want it to have the HTML because that's the advisor-facing email or comms. But just in case HTML won't load, we always want to include that text option too. And then these boxes I always leave checked. So then we click Save. Cool. Now this might look a bit weird with all this code mixed in with words, but I'll show you what all this means later. I might just actually copy this. I'll just put that there for 1 sec. There we go. Cool. Okay, so here we have our subject. So this is where we put our subject line for the email. So I'm just going to put test. And then here we click the button apply a layout. So now, as you can see here, it might be a bit difficult because I'm not sure how big it's coming up on your screens, but they've got all different versions of formatting that you can use. So whatever one you like, you choose. It's really good. They've got like quite a few layouts. So for example, I'm going to go with this one, and then you just click apply. And then here it is. And then all you really do is you go in and you change the content, and that's how this works. So I find Pardot is really good in the fact that it's already got pre-formatting for you, so you don't have to worry about moving images and trying to fit text. And sometimes it can be really hard to edit it and make it all aligned. It's usually pretty good in that it already comes formatted for you, and you just simply insert whatever you like and change the text around. Um, so I'll show you, for example, how we insert if you want a banner up the top. The thing to note with Pardot is you can't edit in this screen here. Everything is done in this side panel. Can everyone see where I am? In the content editor section. So if you try and edit something in here, just say I'm double clicking on it to change it, or I'm clicking here to delete the text, what it'll do is I just press delete. It'll take me back to the beginning. So I tried to delete that text and that didn't work because I wasn't in the content editor. So I'll go back. So it pretty much just took me all the back to the beginning. So again, I have to save that. So yeah, that's just something to keep note of. All the editing is done on the right-hand pane. So yeah, again, I have to do the subject and apply the layout. I have made this mistake a few times. So just pick that one, for example. Yes, so to get that content editor pane, so we were initially on this page, to get that content editor pane, you just simply click on any part of the email here, and that'll come up. And it will correspond with the area you click on. So say you click on the banner section, the banner will come up. And say you click on the body section, the body will come up ready for you to edit. So that's how you do that. So just say we want to insert a banner in here. Again, not clicking on this section here, we have to go in the content editor. You double click and you can click upload. And then it's just simply like importing a file. So I'll just go and insert a banner. Just put this one for example. So it's uploading. Okay, it's telling me it's successful. And then that. And see how it already fits it into the specs of the email. So you really don't even have to adjust it. It's more making sure that you click on the content editor pane rather than clicking in the actual email itself. So, you know, it's Pardot, like it can be a little fiddly in terms of, you know, trying to get everything in there, but it's usually pretty good that once you've got it in there, the formatting is really, it works. Does anyone have any questions so far in terms of that part of the format?
No, all good. Thanks.
Yep, good. Yep, and Lauren, we good with that?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, awesome, cool.
You are
Great.
recording this,
Okay.
aren't you, Yvette?
I am recording this, yep.
Because I will need a refresher. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. And yeah, I'll also be putting together some guides as well with steps. Yeah, so
that'll be great. Thank you.
Yeah, all good. And yeah, also when we go through part 2 of like doing the DL list, I'll also just quickly run through this again. And yeah, don't worry everyone, because you know when it comes time for everyone to be sending some emails out, I'll be actually online with all of you and on the phone with all of you. So I'll be like just, you know, there as, you know, a guide, or if you need to ask questions or anything. So yeah, totally cool. Cool. So now we're going into the content. So again, it's the same. You can delete on this side. So I just got rid of all those headings. And just say I want to put test email for Pardot training. And here is a lot like Microsoft Word. So if you click this little arrow to expand the toolbar, you can change, you know, the font. So you can click font here. There's not a lot of fonts that come in Pardot, but there are a few. So you can click whatever font you want. So let's say we'll make this 26. We can also change the color. So it's completely editable in that sense, like you would exactly how you would do in Microsoft Word. So this is where all that editing is from. Now just say we want this section that I've highlighted only, and we don't really want any more headings, especially with the picture. We just kind of want a written section, and we don't want this. What you do is, see how it's got a little grey arrow with repeatable? You can actually remove these columns. And what you do is you hover over the repeatable section, and then you click remove row, and that gets rid of it. You can also duplicate the row. So if you want one underneath, or you can move it up and down as well. So you can format that way, but we just want to remove the rows. So it looks like that. So Pardot is also really good with formatting in terms of you can also manipulate the pre-conceived layout. The layout that's already there in Pardot, you can also manipulate and edit that how you wish, which is really, really useful as well, because you don't have to sit there and muck around trying to work out how to make everything look nice at the same time as, fitting all your text in. So that's really good. Now, I usually remove the follow on Twitter, Facebook, and forward to a friend, only because I don't think the social media side of it is, we have a big social, like, why would you have friend on Facebook? You know what I mean? I'm not sure if that's really useful, so I just remove it because it's not useful. So you can remove that. This copyright 2013, our mailing address is, and then it has a funny code. What this does is it automatically generates our address. Now this funny code here means that Pardot knows every time I enter this code, it's going to write level 5, 321 Kent Street, blah, 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 for example. It can be any address. Let me just bring up what it might be. Sorry, I'll just go to my email. Internal. Internal communication. It's not on this one. I'll find that out though. But this brings up a code that's already in Pardot that tells it, okay, every time this code is entered, we're going to bring up an address. So it's really quite smart in that way. Now remember how I saved this code here? This is very similar in terms of if you want to have Dear and then an advisor name, but you don't want to enter 300 names in the emails, because to say on your distribution list you've got 300 people you're sending it out to, what you simply do is enter in this code and it will automatically generate the first name of every person on your DL list. So if it's Bob, if it's Drew, if it's whoever, that'll come up. So if we have Dear and then this funny code, it'll come up with everyone's name on your DL list, so you don't have to sit there and actually type in everyone's name. So that's really, really good. And yeah, that's the code here, which I'll also put together like a little guide with all the codes and then what they mean. So if you ever need to do that, that's the shortcut way of doing it. Does anyone have any questions in terms of how to edit inside the text? Everyone's happy and pretty comfortable?
I think, yeah, I think we'll just have to play around as well.
Yeah, that's a lot of it too. Like I found, if the more you have a look and use it and do different tests, and yeah, like, it doesn't matter how many, errors and things. It's just all learning process as well. And like I said, I did a lot of times where I would click here and try and edit and then go back and then it would completely not work. So, it's just, yeah, a learning process. By law, we have to have the unsubscribe from this list and update subscription preferences. That's just standard on every communication. So, yeah, we would leave this. We have to have an option for people to be able to unsubscribe to our emails. So if we go up here in the editing pane, so we're right now in editor, so that's like building the communications. HTML, you don't need to worry about this, but this is all the code in the back end. So don't, like, it looks very funny, but that's just telling Pardot what to put in the final version in that screen here. So that's telling it, the color, the font color has to be purple, etc. But you don't need to worry about that. Preview is if you want to see what it looks like. So you get the view here, and then text. Text is all the content that is listed in the email, and then what you do is, see how it's got nothing here at the moment, it's only got the unsubscribe text. What you do is you click sync from HTML and that'll pull everything that was written in the text box. So here you can see we've got the dear, the first name, all of that. So you click sync from HTML and that just automatically pulls. Okay. So then we always save draft. That's very important to be clicking. Probably, every time you make a new change, I'd probably just save it just in case, you're updating as you go along and not to lose anything. Okay, so so just say, we're happy with how it looks. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to, using the content button here, how to actually attach a hyperlink or a PDF or anything like that. So what I usually do is, to save myself going backwards and forwards, I duplicate the tab. I go to Marketing, Content, and then Files. Okay, so this is again like an importer. So we're going to double click to import the files. Okay, for example, I'm going to attach Michael Cameron's note about the organisational structure that went out last week. So this is uploading. We can see here it says uploading. It's telling me it's successfully uploaded. What you do is, this really long link, you copy it, you go back to your email and just say, for example, like I do in the comms, I write, please click here for the link. Please click here. We want the link to be on the word here. So what we do is we highlight that. There's a little paper clip up here that has link. Can everyone see that? It says link under it. That's the icon we need. Then we simply paste it into the URL section. And then we've got the HTTP at the beginning, which will tell us that, okay, that is in fact a an internet, it's going to open in a website and then download. So we're going to click OK. And see how now over here that's become blue because it's now a hyperlink. What I usually do to test that is I hover over the here and then I click on that link. And then I open. It's just come up on my other screen, but it opens as a PDF. So you can pretty much attach anything you want in a hyperlink. What you can't do in Pardot that you can do in Outlook is actually add an attachment in, you know how in, for example, an email, you've got an attachment that's not a hyperlink, but it's an attachment in the email. Like it's, let me see if I can find an example.
It's like a Word document within the email.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like see
Yeah.
here how there's like the distribution VC inbox summary. Like you can't do that in Pardot. It can only come in the form of a hyperlink, but you can attach a PDF, a presentation, an image, whatever you like, but you just can't have it as an attachment. It has to be in a link form. So yeah, I'll just keep that in mind in case you were wondering how to do that. That's actually not possible with Pardot's programming. Cool. So that's how you do the link. Yeah, again, I would definitely encourage you all to play around with what's in this content editor pane. There's a few different things, like you can add, like in Word, you can add bullet points. You can even add a table if you like. I'll just show you. This one is the table. You can add, yep, so you've got the table in here and then you can edit it. So it's very, it's not limited, sorry, in the tools. You can actually do quite a lot. And then here also is an image. So just say you wanted to put in an image like I do in the comms. You might notice in the comms that each heading has a different image associated to it. So for example, with key accounts, they've got this image, the person with the magnifying glass. So yeah, you can add that in as well. So you can do, yeah, quite a lot. Okay, to get rid of anything, you just simply click on it and hit delete, or with text, you just do backspace. Unfortunately, Pardot doesn't have an undo button. So once you do something, you either, and you just say you want to get rid of it, you either have to delete it and redo it. Yeah, that's probably my biggest frustration with Pardot, is that there's no undo or back button. A few times I have tried to, click back up here to try and get rid of it. All that's done is take me to the home page. So definitely don't do that, because that will undo it all. Yeah. Cool. So does everyone have kind of a like a basic overview of what Pardot can do in terms of how you can create an email template?
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah, cool. So the final step we do, just so we're all happy with that, yes, that's how we want it to look. We then go publish to template. Oh, it's not letting me. Yeah, see, if I hover over it, it says sender options missing. Okay, cool. All right, I didn't explain up here, but what these three buttons are, so we're in the building stage, so that's getting all the information and formatting into the template. Testing is when you can send the email to yourself, just so you can see how it looks in the format. So I'll just send it to myself and show you as an example what that comes through as. Whoops, Astron. So it says the test email was sent to my account. So as soon as that pops up, I'll show you. I'll just wait. Sometimes it can take, anywhere from a few minutes to about 5 minutes. So yeah, it just depends how busy it is. Oh, you can see that it's come. So just bring my email over. So HTML proof. Then I download the pictures. And this is how it looks. And then we got our link here. Oh yeah, see, this is what the mailing address comes out as. Suncorp Group Limited, Level 10, 321 Kent Street, which is head office. So that's what it's pre-populated as. So if we click here, we should go to, again, Michael Cameron's email. Then we go open, and it's come up on my other screen, but here it is again. So that's another way you can test it. Cool. Okay, so that's the testing phase, and then we go to the sending phase. So before you can actually publish and make the email final, we need to actually specify who we wanted to send it to. So we're going to say that the sender is a general user. If you want, you can have a specific user and actually choose the person. So say it's from Andrew Bridgeland, you can actually do that. You can specify who it's from, you know, Mark Vilo, etc., whoever. But just say you want it to come from your sales inbox, like I usually do with a lot of our advisor communications. So I just put it from Astron Life Sales. And then where it says email, I just add our sales inbox email. Life Sales. And then with the custom reply to address, you can send it, you can get the responses to whoever you like. It can be, again, your sales inbox. It can be you if you want to find out, you know, registrations for an advisor event or whatever. If you want to collect that, it can be whoever. So that's who the custom reply to is. I'll just do to the sales inbox again. And then the subject line again, I'm just going to leave it as test. And now you can see the publish to template button has turned to green, so we can now save it. And that's just confirmed to me, okay, it's saved. So then what we do is we go to emails, and before we went to new email template, now we're going to go to new email. The easiest kind of way to think about it is that you cannot publish an email template because that is not in the format that you need the email to be sent out in. It has to always be in the new email format. So you created the template, and now we're actually going to put that template into an email. So again, we're going to call it test. And you'll see here that instead of going through the process of, you know, creating all of it again, what I can do is simply just insert that template that we've just created. So I'm going to save that. And you can see here all the different templates that have been created. There's quite a lot. So if we go down to test, we can see it here. We'll click apply. And there we go. It's already set up. So we can't send the email template because that is not in the format we needed. But here, now that it is in a new email format, so we need to go to emails and then new email. That is the way that it works. At first, you know, it is a bit confusing because I thought we could send, you know, myself, you know, thought we could send things in the template format, but it actually needs to be new email. The thing with this is just say this is going to look the same, you know, every time you send out a communications. You only need to do the email template formatting once. Then you can keep reusing this, and when you click on the sections, you can go in and edit it. That's how I do the Thursday communications. I'll show you. I have the standard template, and I every week update the content. So I've got communications draft. And every week I go in and update this template and add in new information and change the date, etc. So I don't need to format this every week and put the banner in and put the pictures in and so forth. Does that make sense? Do you guys get the difference between the two? I know it's a bit confusing, but is everyone happy with that?
Yeah, that's great.
Yep, that's cool.
Yep, and the Queensland guys, everyone's happy with that?
Yep.
Yep. Cool. Great. Okay. So, and then, you know, once we're happy with that, so just say like, I'm happy with this communications. Again, we go to sending. we are going to select a list. Now, I won't go through this too much because this is more part two when I show you guys how to import a list. But once we have imported that list, we will select the list we have, and then we click Send Now, and that'll send it out. And that's the steps on how to create an email and then send it out. So for you guys, it's probably just a matter of creating the template once, or even using an existing template and altering it. And then once you've got it in there, you guys can just fiddle around with the wording and all that kind of stuff, so you can reuse it again and again. So it's really just the initial part of setting it all up, making sure it's correct, and then from then you're just changing it every so often and hitting send, and Bob's your uncle. You're all good. So that's pretty much it for part one. But yeah, part two will go into more detail about this stage and also how to get the lists into Pardot, and then we can tie in all together the whole process. And I'll take you guys quickly through this part one again, so it's kind of a flow-on effect. But is everyone happy with that? Does anyone have any questions for me? I'm happy to go through a specific part again if anyone wasn't too sure or is not that comfortable.
Yes, please, Yvette, if I can.
Yeah, sure. Sure thing, Karen.
Yvette, I would just, sorry, I sent a little quick question to you, but if we're sending messages out from the branch, would you prefer us to use our branch email address or just stick to the head office email address?
Yeah, for consistency, we usually stick to head office. Yeah, so all our comms, whether it be from each state, I know that for consistency, it's usually sent from head office. So yeah, if it's communications to advisors, that's the way it's processed. But yeah, good question, Karen. Thanks for that. Definitely.
That's right. And just one more. Sorry, Yvette.
Sure. No.
So the old system, vertical response, is anyone still using that? I know we have to pay to send emails out using that, and Pardot you don't. So is anyone using it, and do we still have access to it?
Not that I know of. Yeah, like I myself haven't used it. I don't know anyone that actually does use it. We all use we all use Pardot, and a lot of the team actually uses my login, because I don't know if everyone has a login, but I will check with Leo regarding that. But yeah, I don't really know anyone that uses that, Karen. Sorry.
Okay. Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you.
All good. Does anyone else have any questions about anything we've gone through today? Yeah, like I said, I'm recording this session, so that's all good. And I'll also put together a how-to document. And then, like I said, when we do the part two, which will be probably not next month, but the month after, I'll also go through this session briefly as well, so it all fits together in the puzzle. Just in regards to next session, it looks like we will have someone from the product team come in and actually present. So that's really exciting, and we're really happy to have them on board. Do you guys have any suggestions for what you would like to see? Anything you want in particular for them to run through, whether it be like basic product training or updates? Do you guys have any suggestions in mind on anything in particular?
Can we come back to you, Yvette?
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah, come back to me. Yeah, have a think about it and talk about it in your teams as well, and, discuss that if there's something, from product you really want to know more about, or a specific product that that you're not quite comfortable with yet, or something like that. Yeah, just flick me an email or call me, because yeah, that'd be great to give a few suggestions to the product team. Yeah, so that will be the next go-to meeting, which will be at the end of March. Yes, so that's it for today. Thank you again, everyone, for your time. We hope that this is valuable, because we want you guys to get the most out of this training and development piece. And also, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. And like I said, when the time comes for you guys to send emails and all that, I'll be online and everything to talk you through it and walk you through it. So, I'm sure you guys are going to do great because, like I said, practicing and all that and playing around with Pardot, and you guys are all smart cookies, so we'll all be fine. So thank you guys again, and I'll speak to you all soon.
Thanks, Yvette.
Thanks, Yvette. Thanks,
Thanks.
Yvette.
Bye.
Take it easy, everyone. Cheers
Have
for
a
now.
good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.